Hi everybody. A few years ago, or for a while now, I always said I would never do a mundane video or even write an article as something as mundane or daily that we do with our boats, which is basically tie our boats to cleats, or what they call a cleat hitch. But something happened a few weeks ago when I went to my yacht club, and I noticed it was very windy coming into the harbor. All the docks were moving up and down, and I noticed a lot of the boats on my dock were, now moving towards. Some of them actually hitting the dock or hitting, their neighbors' boats, and they're just moving around. So I said, well, I better go check my boat and secure it and all that. And in doing so, I noticed a lot of the other boats, the way they tied their dock lines or the lines from the dock to their cleats, how actually I was surprised how many of them weren't really tied properly onto their cleats at all. Like haphazardly, whatever. And maybe when they first tied it, it looked like it would be good. But because it wasn't a proper cleat hitch or proper way to tie on the cleat, with the movement of the boat and the waves up and down and all that, the improper knot starting to get looser and looser and looser. So, of course, being a good member, I went on to each one of those boats and retied them tightly with a proper cleat hitch to make sure that there's no damage to those boats or to their neighboring boats. But that's what led me to believe, to decide, that maybe I should do a little video. And then I started doing some research on a lot of the social media and all that, and I saw a lot of guys posting short videos on how to do, these tied to a cleat. And I was amazed at how many of them were wrong right from the get-go, and yet they posted it as if, that was the right way of doing it. So some of them I commented on, and I said, that is not a proper cleavage, whatever. Some of them were kind and responded back and said, now that they reviewed their own video, they realized that, yeah, they had it wrong, they didn't do it right. And some of them just didn't know seriously what they were doing. Now, a lot of them did do a great job. So I thought I would do my own video and show you guys what is the proper way to do a cleat hitch on your boat, and a few other examples of different situations that we can use with our mooring lines. One of the things that I want to make sure that I explain very well, and I think I'll write an article on this for practical sailing as well, is the idea of grabbing a line, whether it's you're on shore, on your back onto the boat, is number one, control. Now, when we come into a harbor, or we come into dock alongside a wall or a dock or whatever, many times we show up, it's very calm, there's no problem, there's no rush. But sometimes you're showing up and there is a lot of movement, the boat, or a lot of wind or whatever. So the first thing you want to do with that line is have some sort of control. And the way to do that, there's no two other ways, is when you grab the line, wherever it's originating from, it goes to the furthest part of the cleat, not the closest, furthest. And then we do the first bend and then the second bend. At that point, we now have control. The line is now fairly secure because of those two primary bends. So that's why I call a cleat hitch, the priority of that, a proper one, is to, number one, control the boat while you then complete the cleat hitch. So let me go right to the first video that I did, which is properly doing on my boat, on my bow, and then I'll show you different ones as well, and I'll tie those videos all together. I hope you guys find this video useful. If you do, please share it and please subscribe or at least like my video. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, so my pressure is coming from the front of the boat, so I'm going to go to the back of the cleat, pull, come in around like that. And then I'm going to go one like that, and then over here. And as you can see, I'm doing this one-handed. And there you go. That's a perfect cleat hitch right there. If I wanted to be more secure for some reason, I could always do this, do one more X over here, and then like that. As long as my X is crossing over here, I'm good to go. I can release this quickly, and the boat will hold even in strong winds or current or waves or whatnot. So another way to do a cleat or tie cleat is if you happen to have mooring lines, and with a loop, you can put them through the loop here and then put it this way like that. So, there you go. Yeah, put it this way like that, right? So through the center, up like that, over like that. It still leaves you a lot of cleat for when you need to use another line, or if you have a mooring line at your yacht club. And on my boat, on all four corners, I have lines at the ready. And you'll notice my line, I chose blue, but they're all different at all four corners. So if I have anybody on board my boat and I say, yeah, it's the blue line on the port side or the starboard side or left or right, everybody can understand it's the blue line we want. And another video I saw online, which is crazy, they use the end of the line and come through the middle like that. And he says, let's say it's coming from over there, and then he's going to put it through the middle here and then do one of these type of things. You don't want to do that. Now I tell you why. Mine has got a lot of room here, but if you do that, you need to release the line real quick. It could get, say, tangled like this way, whatever, and then it gets stuck like that. And all that. So now your problem, and then you can get your finger stuck in there. So you never put the line through the middle and all that stuff. You'll notice also that on mega ships, let me just put this back over here. You'll notice also that on mega yachts or larger yachts, they never throw the end of the line on dock or to the dock hands or whatever. They will throw them to loop. That way, the people on the dock or in the harbor, whatever, the deck hands will throw this line over the bollard or the cleat on their dock, and it gives the boat people, your team or you, the captain, the control with the bitter end, and you control the proper cleat on your boat. So that's always important to figure out to keep control.